Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another riveting Captain Stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What items will I be unboxing? What items will I be opening? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the box. What items are encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, tangible, nifty box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. So bear with me. It will only take me billions of picoseconds to extract the items from the box and subsequently flaunt them in front of the camera for you to feast your glorious eyes on. Here we go. The unboxing process is about to commence. The unboxing process is officially underway. What items are obscured by the bubble wrap? What items are engulfed in bubble wrap? What items are hidden? What items will I render transparent? Let's find out. The first action figure that I've extracted from the box is none other than the one and only illustrious, renowned, revered, stoic, demonic, valiant Hellboy. Why do I say he's demonic? Well, he's a demon. But he may actually not be demonic, because the word demonic likely insinuates that he's evil and sadistic and malicious and coercive and violent and virulent and vituperative. Hellboy is heroic. However, he does eat casts, so that's a bit sadistic. So perhaps he is demonic in certain facets other than just his outward appearance. Alrighty, sorry about being desultory. Let's get back on topic. So here we have the one and only baby variant of the Hellboy figurine. I believe he comes bundled with Rasputin if you purchase him new via eBay or Amazon, if he's available with that figurine. He comes with this gauntlet. Unfortunately, he lacks any semblance of finger joint articulation. He lacks toe articulation. He lacks a diaphragm joint. He lacks knee joints. He lacks elbow joints. So his latitude for articulation is finite. He only has 6 points of articulation. He can't perform a tail whip. He can't perform an ab crunch. He can't lean backwards nor forwards. His head is relegated to a ball joint. They truly capture the essence of Hellboy as a baby in the movies. He lacks peg holes in the bottom of his feet. They could have embedded a couple peg holes in the bottom of his feet so that he could be mounted onto a stand. That's not possible with this figurine. But if you're looking for just a figurine to display and not really place into many dynamic poses, and this figurine isn't an abysmal option. I mean, you get a baby version of Hellboy. He has stellar details. I love his intricacies. I love his novelties. I love his gauntlet. I really love his red shadings. I love his dark red hue. It really captures the character aesthetically. I also love his neutral look. He kind of looks like he's inquisitive and poised for battle. He looks like he's about to charge into the fray, especially with his gauntlet arm. So, not a bad figurine. He kind of has a vacant expression. He kind of has more to offer than you may otherwise think. Why do I say that? Well, he has more than just stupendous details. He also has articulation in 4 areas. I made a blunder. Earlier I thought that he had 6 points of articulation. He actually has 4 points of articulation. He can rotate the gauntlet, and he he can also swivel his hands. They could be ascended and descended. The legs cannot move. They're stagnant and sedentary. They're inert. The head can also rotate to an extent. So only half of his appendages can move. But he has a lot to offer because he has an epic looking arm. It looks like he's about to clobber someone if you pose him properly. So here he is. He could be positioned sideways. He's oriented sideways now. So here's the baby version of Hellboy. Not a bad figurine by any means. I just would have preferred if he had more points of articulation. Moving on. So, by the way, just to clarify, this is the Hellboy action figure lot. These action figures were churned out by Mezco amid the early 21st century. So they were released in tandem with the movie. And they're arduous to procure for affordable prices. I just want to verify something. Bear with me one brief moment. Alrighty, so yeah, they were released in conjunction with the movie. So that's always a good sign. That portends that movie action figures are still likely to continuously be churned out. Now here we have another character. I believe his name is Abe. You could verify that for yourself. I guess he's an ally of Hellboy. Apparently he can breathe underwater. He has an efficient. How do you enunciate it? I'm trying to think. Perhaps I'm overthinking this and rendering blunders on my video for no reason. I just never say this word that I'm about to spew out from my vocal folds. He has an affinity for water. So we'll leave it at that. In other words, he has a proclivity to dive into water and to transverse the oceans and indulge in swimming underwater. So he's submerged in water. Now he's donning goggles and this little garment or scarf. I'm not sure what it's supposed to represent or depict. He also has shorts, as you can unequivocally see. He has a scale on his back that's protruding out. And what else? He also has far more points of articulation than the aforementioned figurine. He has two ball joints attached to his shoulders. And he can rotate his forearms in conjunction with his upper arms. They rotate simultaneously with one another. The appendages can be ascended and descended. He also has a diaphragm joint. His diaphragm can be bent forwards or backwards at your own discretion. He can rotate his thighs and his calves. He lacks finger joint articulation. He lacks toe articulation. He lacks an ankle pivot. Strangely enough, he can rotate his feet 360 degrees. He has an ankle hinge. These ball joints provide tremendous latitude for articulation. They allow you to move the figurine's arms outwards and inwards at your discretion. The head could also be ascended and descended. I wouldn't tamper nor fiddle too much with these joints. You don't want to compromise the integrity of the figurine. You want them to remain one cohesive figurine and not succumb to becoming a slew of dismantled body parts. You don't want the joints to loosen and to fall apart, so just display him, place him into nearly any dynamic pose. I would have preferred if he had finger joint articulation. I would have preferred if he had toe articulation. I would have preferred if he had an ankle pivot. And what else? I would have preferred if he came bundled with some more accessories that I could utilize. I would have preferred if he was donning more garments. I would have preferred if he had two-fisted hands, or had hands with fingers that are semi-clenched together. There's apertures between his fingers. There's these apertures between his fingers that are not aesthetically appealing from my perspective. So the gaping holes between his index finger and his thumb are just not visually appealing. What else? He's a bit lean. I do love his aesthetics. I love his textures. He's a bit scrawny. He's not really burly. He's not really muscular, but he still has textures in the requisite areas. In addition to having textures in the requisite areas, he has decent shadings and decent paint washings on the back. What else? His sculpt is not bad. It truly captures the essence of the character. He truly embodies Abe from the Hellboy movies. Not a bad figurine. He's not abysmal. He's not egregious. He's not appalling. So we also have one more figurine, which I'll further showcase in the subsequent video. So stay tuned for that. In the second part of the unboxing, I'll showcase a variants of the Hellboy action figure. So I hope that you found this video to be enthralling and insightful. I recommend and advocate buying the Hellboy figurines, especially if you're an avid, devout Hellboy fan. You can't go wrong buying high quality, stupendous, state-of-the-art Mezco figurines. So I hope that you found this video to be fascinating. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.